What if you could start a business without spending a single penny of your own?
This isn't hype, it's a strategy we've used ourselves. And in this episode, we're showing you exactly how to build from 0 to $1 million using other people's money.
You'll learn how to find painful problems people want to pay you to solve. Lock in payments before you lift a finger and stop waiting for money to get started. Because if you're waiting for cash, you're not building. You're stalling.
Yeah, because the truth is, it's not about resources, it's about mindset. And if you change that, you change everything. One of the biggest things that holds people back is this idea that you need cash to start a business. I mean, I understand why people think that you need a big stack of cash before starting a business. It kind of makes sense.
And whilst they wait, they burn money, just trying to stay sane in jobs they hate.
And it's not their fault. No one's shown them how to flip the script and build with other people's money.
That's the key. Just don't wait. Build something that solves real pain. Ask for the money up front. That's how you start smart. That's how you build from 0 all the way to that $1 million.
Now, you might be thinking, hang on, how do I actually get someone to pay me up front? Well, don't worry, we'll break that down later in the episode because once you know how to do it, it changes everything.
But here's the thing, most people don't even get that far because there's this one old saying that keeps holding them back.
Yep, and I bet I know exactly what it is. You've got to speculate to accumulate. It comes up regularly, especially from people just starting out, but I've seen it used just as an excuse to undercharge, overdeliver, or just waste money.
Yes, I hear that all the time. But here's the truth. Most people have got it twisted. If I was starting from scratch today, I wouldn't just chase a path because I've got the qualification. I'd scan the market, find the pain, spot the cash, then I'd build around that and I'd use their money to launch my business.
So what if someone's trained for years, say as an architect or a yoga teacher? Are you saying they should ditch that?
Yes, Jamie Oliver's a trained chef, but he didn't stop there. He zoomed out. He saw families stuck on processed food, kids growing up without the basic cooking skills, health falling apart meal by meal. That was the real problem. So he didn't just cook, he changed how people eat. He took a skill and solve something bigger. That's the move. Yes, keep your skill, but aim at a deeper pain point. That's how you build real impact.
So it's about applying your skill in a smarter, more strategic way.
That's it. So you've trained as a plasterer, so you think, right, I'll start skimming walls and ceilings. Makes sense. But here's the catch. The space is crowded. It's got tight margins. There's heavy competition. Yeah. It's not broken, but it's brutal.
Yeah. So niche equals pain point, and we need a niche that applies to plastering. But let's pause for a second, because when we say niche, what we really mean is a specific type of customer. It's a specific type of customer with a specific urgent problem, not just a broader sector like plastering, but a focused situation where your service becomes the obvious go-to solution. What if we specialised in emergency plaster repairs after flood or water damage, for example? Because when a pipe bursts or a storm hits, homeowners and businesses are not sat around drinking tea and just leisurely comparing quotes, are they? They're in full panic mood, Googling, help, my ceiling's on the floor. So they're hoping someone answers the phone really quickly and isn't on holiday. They need immediate help to prevent further damage, and they're not shopping around. They want someone that can respond to them really quickly and effectively. So speed beats price every time.
Exactly. In those moments, people don't want cheap, they want fast. You're not just plastering, you're showing up when it matters. You're solving stress.
Yeah.
You're saving the day. That's not just a service, that's peace of mind. And that's when they'll pay up front.
Yeah.
Because in a crisis, speed wins and you control the price.
Yeah. And plus, by partnering with such as insurance companies or other emergency services, I mean, even roofers, for example, you can become the go-to expert for these urgent repairs. I get it. It's about positioning yourself where the need is greatest and the willingness to pay is immediate.
Don't fight in a crowded market. Carve out a space where demand is hot, where people need you, and they'll pay up front. That's how you build with someone else's money. No loans, no debt, just real problems solved fast, paid for before you even show up.
So it's not about ignoring your skills then. It's about being strategic, finding a pain point. And you've got to find that pain point in a space where you can win.
And here's the trap that most people fall into. They buy business by undercharging, doing favours, playing nice. That game, it never scales and it kills your confidence.
I often hear new startups telling me that they've been told they should do some free work to build up experience and a client base. I mean, that can't be right.
Not a favour, not a discount, just real problems, solved fast and paid for properly.
So this is where that radical thinking then really pays off. Don't just look for a place to squeeze in, look for a way to lead. If we're serious about building from no cash to $1 million using someone else's money, then this is the moment to be bold and not timid.
Right, let's keep it simple. If I was starting today, I'd hunt for a niche with real pain, not something trendy, something people need fixed.
Okay, so first start broad is what you're saying then. Ask what's the industry that you're looking at, and that's your sector. It could be health, property, trades, whatever.
Then go one level deeper. Inside that niche, find one tight angle, and you own that angle. That's your edge. That's your lane.
Yep. And then zoom right in and identify the painful problem in that subcategory that no one's solving well, but that people would pay money to fix.
That's your niche. And quick tip, don't guess where the pain is. Go and look. Use tools like Google Trends. Type in stuff like broken boiler, irrigation help, pet anxiety. See what people are actually searching. That's how you spot the patterns. That's how you find the demand.
Yeah, really good idea. Let's use a real example. Take gardening. Now that's a massive industry, isn't it?
It is. Okay, start here. What's the real pain point in gardening? For me, it's water.
Yeah.
Every plant needs it. No water, no growth. Just dead leaves, dry soil, and it's not just a garden issue. The world's got a water problem.
Yeah.
It's called drought, and it's hard hitting.
Yeah. And that's what we mean by a real pain point. It's not just an inconvenience, it's costing garden owners money, time, emotional stress. And when you find a problem like that, people will pay to solve it fast, and they'll pay up front.
So what's the fix for the water pain point? Simple. Irrigation systems. That's your niche. That's the solution people need.
I get it. Yeah, it's a good one, that. We hear it all the time on the news, don't we, about water shortages, hosepipe bans, and homeowners are watching their expensive garden plants just shrivel up and die. That's a major pain point for the gardener, the emotional pain of their dream garden dying off and losing all the hours of work that they've put into it. Coupled with the financial loss, it's a real pain point.
Yeah, just mention a hosepipe ban and your average garden lover breaks out in a sweat.
Yep.
That's the pain. Now, here's the fix. Most people don't realise this, but certified irrigation systems can still run legally, even during hosepipe bans.
Okay.
That's a niche. That's your opportunity. You offer the solution and people will pay you up front to avoid the pain later.
That's really powerful. Yeah, so you're not just the person who installs sprinklers, you're the hero who protects the garden when everyone else is stuck. And that's the difference. You're not competing on price, you're solving a crisis. That's how you become the garden lifesaver, not just another business.
So you've nailed the niche. You know who the customer is. Now it's time for the next move. How do you get them to pay up front? Because no money, no momentum.
Yeah.
Let's build that strategy now.
Yeah, because that's not always an easy sell. So How do we do it?
It's a simple move. Give your customers 2 available dates. Let them know your schedule fills fast. No begging, no pressure, just confidence. That creates urgency without sounding pushy.
Yeah, it's classic scarcity and it works. You're not demanding upfront payment, you're showing that your time has value. You're in demand. And if they want to secure your time, they need to act.
Here's how you do it. Offer a standard install date. Set it about 4 months out. That's the default. But if they want it sooner, and they usually do, offer a slot in just 2 weeks. Then explain it straight. That earlier date is reserved for customers who pay in full up front. No tricks, just clear terms and serious momentum.
Yeah, that way the urgency is real. The reason for upfront payment is totally logical, and you stay in control of your cash flow.
Absolutely. But we're only just getting started, Michelle. This niche, this idea of using other people's money, it's not a tactic, it's the ethos. We use it everywhere. Marketing, materials, rent, everything. Why? Because smart business doesn't start with your cash. You solve real problems and let their money drive your growth. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build smart. And that's how you win.
But what about finding customers? Doesn't marketing still cost money?
Not if you're smart. Take that gardening example. I'd partner with irrigation suppliers, cut a deal, they promote me to their customers. I handle the installs. They sell more gear. I get free marketing. Everyone wins. Or you could go wider. Landscapers, developers, they don't do irrigation, but their clients need it. So they send the work your way. You solve the problem and everyone looks good. That's called smart leverage, not solo hustle.
Yeah. But I can hear some viewers saying that's not going to be an easy sell. Getting irrigation companies to refer your details, that's a big ask.
It is. But let's be real, getting people to hand over their money, that's not easy. It takes planning, persistence and grit. You've got to build partnerships, earn trust. And take a few knockbacks along the way. You'll hear no a lot. But that's the price of changing your life. That's how you stop chasing and start influencing. Start shaping the market to fit your game. We're not just talking about making a few quid. We're talking about going from nothing to $1 million. That takes real work, but it's possible if you're bold. If you're strategic, and if you are willing to do what most people won't.
What you're saying, it reminds me actually of a project that we delivered in the early noughties when, for reasons that seemed both strategic and slightly unhinged, we decided to become influential in the body piercing market. Do you remember? We'd spotted a gap because it was like the Wild West back then. Early days, nowhere near saturation point and absolutely no regulation in sight. I mean, honestly, you could probably pierce somebody's eyebrow in a bus stop and nobody would bat an eyelid back then.
Exactly. We figured if we became best-selling book authors, we could shape the market before it shaped us. Lock down that niche, own the space before someone else stuck a barbell through it and claimed it first.
Very good. I remember your face actually when those publisher offers came in. They were offering £1,000 for a 10,000 book deal. 6 months of writing for £1,000. You were horrified and said, that sounds like a vanity project.
So instead, we took control. We wrote the book, printed a proof, then we went straight to the money, the body jewellery manufacturers. We pitched hard, told them, fund the book, push it out, back the brand, and the deal, it earned us £100,000 up front. In today's money, that's more like £250,000. And that was just for the book.
We expected resistance, but we'd done our homework. We'd identified a niche no one else had claimed, and the suppliers were falling over themselves to get exclusive rights to the book. We'd hit the jackpot. We got paid up front.
We had one clear goal: get other people's money to pay the full cost of publishing the book. That's what we mean by radically rethinking the niche. We'd never written a book, never published one, but we saw the gap, built a plan to own it, and brought in the right people to make it real. That's how you take a wild idea and turn it into a paying deal.
Yeah. So that's what this niche idea is really about. Finding a cluster of customers who have a very specific problem they're desperate to solve and being the one who solves it in a way that gets you paid up front. It's not about being everything to everyone. It's about zooming in so tight that your offer feels like it was built just for them. That reminds me of another example, actually, of getting paid up front. We had a pest control situation recently, didn't we?
We did. Rats by the fish pond eating the fish food. First company we called, very vague. Someone could pop round, have a look, give you a quote. If you want to go ahead, blah, blah, blah. No price, no plan, no clarity. Second company, total contrast. Clear package, one fixed price. It covers the inspection, sets the bait, and includes 3 follow-ups. No guesswork, just a straight offer.
But, and here's the key, he wanted full payment up front before booking anything in. Might sound bold, but guess what? We trusted him more, didn't we?
Yes, because here's how we saw it. If this company's smart enough to solve the hardest part of a business, getting paid, they've probably nailed the pest control too.
Yeah.
And we were right. The rats, gone. Fish food safe, everyone happy. Why? Because their model worked. They didn't just kill the rats, they killed the risk.
Yeah.
The stress of vague quotes, the unpaid jobs. That's how pros operate. Once you see it in action, you can't unsee it. This principle works everywhere from book publishing to pest control. And once that mindset clicks in, you start spotting opportunities all over the place. Different sectors, different skills. Same core move, solve a real problem, get paid up front. That's how you shift gears. You never look back.
Actually, we've shown you how we did it in the body piercing industry, and even something as routine as pest control follows the same rules. It's not about being in a flashy industry, it's about spotting those pain points, wrapping them up in a solution and charging up front.
You know, Michelle, most people don't even see the rules they're following. They copy business models that only work if you've got big capital. Here's the thing, if you don't have money, don't build a model that assumes you do. That's NPC thinking, just following the script, waiting for permission. You're not here to be an NPC, you're a player. You build the game and you play it on your terms.
It's true. Yeah, this isn't just about tactics, it's about mindset. Napoleon Hill said, start where you stand, don't wait, use what you've got.
Exactly, if money's the problem, solve that. Don't use it as an excuse. Build a model that works with your reality. Think of it like gaming. When you first drop into a new world, you've got no map, no gear, no clue. You're out of your depth, but you keep moving. You figure it out. Confidence climbs, your skill levels up. Business is exactly the same.
Yeah.
You don't need to be perfect. You just need to play. Because players grow, NPCs don't.
Yeah, and here's something that we've seen over and over again. When people solve that money problem, it's like a light switch flips. They finally believe it's possible to start.
But here's the truth. For some, this will spark something real. A shift, a start, a move that changes the game. For others, it'll expose what's really going on. Because maybe money wasn't the block.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just the excuse. The story they've been hiding behind. That's NPC thinking, following someone else's script, waiting for perfect conditions. But you're here to be a player, make bold moves, build your way forward, even when it's messy, and especially when it's hard.
That's a tough moment, but it's also a powerful one, because once the excuse is gone, you're left with a choice. Take the leap or keep sitting on your hands.
And if you're serious, if you want to prove to yourself that you can actually do this, then fix the cash flow first. No more stories, no more waiting, and no more excuses. Just forward motion, because that's how players move. No fancy website, no business cards, just get paid, get started. Do it now.
Leave a comment Let us know what niche you spot, and if you're brave enough, commit to talking to your first 3 prospects this week.
Absolutely.